Just real simple Arial, all one word. I'll be sure to add that to my Twitter bio, my YouTube page. All I have is this Twitch.
The destination is on your left, 1400 West 21st Street.
Did you make it? Yeah, we'll see what these oil gas names want to do. I mean, they really could go sideways another week as well. That's the trip about this. They really can. But they definitely look the best. LFG. Yeah, there's nothing to do here. It's a buyout, probably. That's what happens when things look like this. I'm sure if you look at the news, it's a buyout. But that's no longer a setup. Yep, well, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like you really, there's nothing to do there anymore. Yeah, they all look good. ROCC's in the same sector. ROCC's kind of lagging though. You know, think about ROCC and then say to yourself, well, you know, this thing's still down 30% from its highs versus something like XOM. And XOM's only down, you know, less than 5% from its highs. Why is one holding up so much better than the other? I know that might give you the impression that, you know, ROCC's got more room potential to the upside, but that's not necessarily true. It just means that XOM's a leader and ROCC isn't. Stick an hourly moving average on it. You know, it shouldn't close below. You know, if you kind of gambled, you know, maybe stick the use the 20 on the hourly, or close below that and leave. Yeah, ROCC and CRK. They're I won't play Humana, Aetna, or whatever, Molina Health, but I did notice how strong they were. Yeah, these just need a little bit more time, but yeah, they all look pretty good.
You know what else looks good? Rocket Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, RCKT.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just needs a little bit more time. I almost don't know if I want to own any more pharmaceutical names, man. I've seen too many
Yeah.
horror drops already. Yeah, STLD is another that caught my attention. But The CHRD has an insane chart too for a recent IPO. Yeah, that whole sector. That whole sector looks good. Yeah, Valero's just feels a little liquid sometimes. CHRD's really nice. oil and gas, all of them look fucking great. We'll see.
LTHM is starting to kind of, I don't know, I like put in a.
Yeah, LTHM's not bad. It just needs a little bit of time.
You know what I'm saying? It's like getting out of that range of the bottom base.
Held the 200.
Held the 200.
Just needs a little bit more on the right hand side. No, I'm not waiting for XOM to break the all-time high. I'm waiting for it to break the right hand side. You're not focused on the all-time high. You're focused. It's like saying, that's like literally saying, you know, we were just looking at CHK. That's like, or what was it? CRK. You know, you're not waiting until 22 to break out. You know, that's not what you're doing. You're looking at the most right-hand side of this base. And if you've watched all of my streams, you know exactly where I like to enter. The answer is over the previous day's high. Exactly. I'm not looking to buy it at the tops of all time. I'm not. Why would I try to miss $3-4 of the move, and then buy it at 105? That doesn't make too much sense. Yeah, they're on YouTube. They're there for you. Some days I forget to hit screen record, but for the most part, every day has been there. Maybe like -1 or 2 days.
KTRA. OLPS, CVO. CVO. QNRX. 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 ENSC. ENSC. FORZ. SNES. 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 Ear. SNES. Korev. SNES. SNES. Ear. KABL. KTRA. CSA. KABL. KABL. DBGI.
You got it, Nazal.
I did.
TMBR. GPOX. RDHL. TMBR. GPOX. RDHL. GPOX. EBFM. Ear. GPOX. Here. Sent. Sent. Here. Sent. AGFY. TENX. SOBR. KTRA. ODEC. KTRA. 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 KTRA.
Oil names are acting pretty great this morning.
MCLD. MCLD. Comes. Sent. Comes. 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 Sent. Comes. Top.
Yeah, I'm balls deep in oil as well. XOM CVX and DVN I grabbed this morning. DVN hasn't quite broken out yet, but as soon as XOM started going, I just started buying DVN as well.
GPOX. Red. Breath. NICH. GPOX.
I really like this base that CVX built, probably more than the rest of the names, honestly. Every other name's just got this little high type flag. CVX built out a brand new base. WWE, nice. Hmm.
MCLT. 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 RDHL. RDHL. LBLG. ITRM. TTOHF. Scene. 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 JXJT. ICCM. JXJT. Sent. ICCM. 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 ARB.
Yeah, XLE ERX. Hmm. Interesting.
DVGI.
Yep, same. I got stopped out at DVN as well.
HOLK. HOLK.
earnings.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, big gap.
and big volume this morning.
Big old ball.
HCN, 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 Odeg, EQOS, CVO, CVO,
Chevron's acting great.
CVO, CVO. CVO. FCSMF. FCSMF. PSHG. FORZ. LFA. KRBP. BRBLD. Yank. Yank. CTM.
ERX was a pretty nice chart going into today too.
ERX.
ERX, yeah.
Yep. This is the ETF.
Yeah, if you don't want to own any one
Yeah.
particular one, you just buy that one.
Mm-hmm.
XLE is the other,
Thank
but
you.
it's more expensive and it's not as fast. I better own ERX because it's a bit faster.
Mm-hmm. Were you still able to hold on to ZOM?
Yeah.
Yeah. ZOM's
Yeah.
I think ZOM was the
Yeah.
nicest one.
ZOM and CVX.
CVX. Yep, CVX real nice too.
Yeah, ERX looks amazing.
I got one dog's laugh in my head. Next thing you know, the other one just barrels in.
RIHT. 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 ILA. 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 BRBLD.
NOG's another.
ILA. ILA.
Just super thin.
ILA.
You know which other one you should keep a little eye on?
Mm.
ACLX. Look at this chart, and then so this is a biotech name, right? But then look at PBT.
Flag.
Huh?
That's a flag.
That's a flag of all flags. But so PBT was an oil gas name way back when, if you look back on it, and you know, obviously this ACLX is a bio name. I think the same algorithm's on both of them, or was on both of them.
I think we're gonna get a football game going too here soon. Can we keep you updated on that?
Yeah, sounds great.
Alright. Go flag football.
CVX. Mm-hmm. Cooking. Come on, man.
PRPH. PRPH.
Yeah, I think this toast goes on to be.
Toast is amazing.
I think yeah, I like the concept of it, and it's so convenient. Not like it doesn't have to just be food industry either.
No, no, it doesn't have to be. It could be
Anything.
any smoke shop or
Clothing.
alcohol store or whatever.
Anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just a point of sale system.
KTRA.
Sit. Sit.
FuseAfe. GMER. RDHL.
Lithium, man. PLO. Does that mean LTHM? No. Hell of a move.
KDKGF.
There goes DVN.
DVN.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it push.
Oh, here. I know. I don't really like this one, dude. Here, try this shit.
If you don't like it, let me get it. Mine just died.
Try taste that one. Though. It feels like a little harsh or something. Or is that just how that one is?
I think that's how this one is.
Let me try one more time.
I see what you're saying though.
Yeah, it's just not mango twist, dude. Something about the flavor.
Yeah, I'm gonna break down some beans tomorrow. Some coffee beans. I want to check it out. I'll get it.
So first things first, once this shit heats up, really it's just simple.
OBLGLG.
And then it'll also say if it's low on water,
OBLG.
and then once the little menu comes up, you'll just double tap the espresso plus some of the yeah, if it gets empty, but there's still beans in there. Yeah, a little bit.
DXF.
Cabernet espresso or coffee.
DXF.
Now you got it. Look at that.
See, it opens nice too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And here.
Now you got the espresso.
Yeah, there's a big difference, dude. Like one time I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get some whole beans, and I went and I got them, and then like I ground them up, and I taste my espresso, and it tastes like shit. It's because it wasn't
Did
fucking
you?
espresso. It was
Is that when you were living at your house or
here.
Oh, here. Are you living here? Okay.
I was over here. I was just, I was fucking trying to do the thing, and I, it got fancy.
Hey.
Yes, sir. No, I would have. If you're gonna play any of the oil and gas names, today would have been the day. I tried XOM yesterday and instantly got stopped out for like a 80-cent loss, I think it was. Um, but they all kind of just tightened up some more, built out the right hand side some more of their base, and if you looked at ERX, I mean they all pretty much look similar. I think VLO is kind of lagging the space. It's not really my favorite. Like, again, look at how much overhead this has, and not to say that it won't work, right? That's not saying that this won't work. My point here is that this thing's still 25% down from its highs versus something like XOM. It's basically at highs. The amount of happy investors in this thing, I mean, it's down 2% from all-time highs. The amount of happy investors in XOM versus VLO, it's night and day. Now, again, they're both in the same sector. They can both definitely work, but the point is simple. You want to be in the leaders. The leaders are the ones that don't give much back. That's not to say VLO won't work, and that's not to say that, Matador's really nice. Even this is nicer than VLO. Why? Because it's only down 6% from all-time highs. And it did a really nice job tennis balling and then just going sideways. Now, this really hasn't broken out yet, so, there's really not much to say about it. But again, even something like DVN, DVN's 10% from all-time highs. Versus some of these other names that are down 20 and 30% from all-time highs. It's just like some are stronger than others, and, You don't really want to be in the weaker ones. You want your money to be in the absolute strongest names. You know, something like CVX even. You know, CVX is down 8% from all-time highs versus some of these other ones that are down 30% from all-time highs. They're still in the oil and gas space. They can still work well, but, you know, those aren't the best ones. If they were the best ones, they'd be at all-time highs 24/7, right? Because institutions are just constantly interested in them. They don't let them come down. They just keep buying and accumulating, and therefore, you know, they don't really die. Now, CVX obviously had this pretty ugly pullback, but what did it do? It just built out a new base for the last couple months. You know, just built out a base, went sideways for the last few months. Tried shaking the base a couple times. Like, you know, this area right here, this is a shake in the base. You know, if this were your new range, you know, here's your shake. You know, it tried shaking everybody out down here. And, you know, a shake in the base is good. It removes all the weak hands from the stock. Institutions love, I mean, a good base has a nice shake in it, always. A good base always has a nice shake in it.
LLLI.
They're ripping. Oil and gas.
Yo,
AGFY. AGFY. AGFY.
So yesterday when you took that XOM trade,
Right over the previous day's high and got stopped out right away.
but you got stopped out immediately. You didn't go to low
Yep,
day,
within the first 20 minutes.
but you didn't go to low day.
No, it was low of day because at that point low of day had been put in at that moment. So like zoom in, go smaller time frame for yesterday. So, yep. So literally, so this had been put in already.
NJEC.
That 30-minute
OBLG.
candle had been put in right there. And then I started to buy it right as it took out this little top, and then I instantly got stopped out right there.
Okay.
And then I didn't even bother holding it. And it was crazy because like look at
Oh,
DVM
oh,
too.
You
oh,
literally
oh,
called it.
oh,
You
oh,
were like, it'd probably go right to 99.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard you. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, just had to pull back. It was crazy because I was gonna scalp DVN too. Go look at DVN on the hourly. So then, and then now, yeah, go to the hourly. All right, look exactly where it held, and look at the hour. Look at the time on that.
Mhm.
Look at the what time is that? That 8 o'clock candle. All right, now go to the SPY.
OBLG.
Yeah, look at where this one held right at the exact same time on the 50. I was gonna play the bounce right when the market started to bounce,
Mm.
but I didn't. Hindsight. Yeah, it looks like these oil gas names are looking awesome. XOM CVX in particular, super strong. ERX looks good just to have exposure to the entire sector. CHRD is a small position because it's kind of liquid, but it's a small position. And DVN. And we'll see.
OBLG.
This Lily here, man. Not sure what to do here. I don't know if I'm gonna continue to hold my stop at the 50. I told myself I would, so I'll probably hold myself to it. But sure don't love seeing it go down when the market's going up. That's for damn sure. I'm still short IMUX. It's my only short position. That's working.
Dude, I mean, look at LOI of the weekly though, man.
I know, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to be patient.
What's your average?
In Lily, 315. I had a 312, but I caught that gap up and I sold a bunch that in after hours and the very next morning, and then I rebought 317
Yeah, 315. How would you?
because I'll show you exactly how I did it. So go to LOI on the daily. I'll show you exactly how I did it. So zoom in right there. I bought it on this day as it took out that red day's candle with my stop at low of day, right? So go back on the hourly, like zoom back, go back a few days. Yeah, go back a few days. Okay, so I literally bought it right on this hourly candlestick as it took out those highs. So I literally had like a 311.98 or something.
Right here.
Right on this very first hourly candlestick with my stop at low of day. My stop never got hit, and I caught this gap up. I sold a bunch right in here, and then I sold the like not everything right in here. I like had 1,200 shares left, and then it was funny because I caught this massive move, and then on Twitter, I was like, I seen Roy talking about it. Roy says, if we get a pullback to 317, I'll take a position. So it literally pulls back 317. And I was like, well, and I started buying this little.
What?
I started buying this little dip, right? And then I've been holding ever since. So my average is now 315 right here, because I still had some from this day down here, and I sold a bunch up here, right here, and then a bunch right here, and then re-added right there. And Lily looks great.
Buzz. Buzz.
Things is in a straight trend.
Yeah, the thing is just consolidating right at that near its highs. Like your fucking average is by the 20 on the weekly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we chilling.
Good, chill.
It was crazy when I bought it. I had 4,800 shares.
Oh, so when you sold like what?
Dude,
You
I
sold
cut
like
a bundle.
3,000 into that pop.
So I sold 2,400 into that pop, half my position,
Mhm.
and then when it started to break down, like on that one day, I sold more on the daily. I sold more as it started to break down. So right here, when it took out these two little lows, I sold more, and then I re-added down here, literally 317,
317,
like a
yeah.
straight stud right at the bottom.
That's pretty fast actually.
Yep. And then I haven't sold anything because my average has been 315 this
How
entire
many shares do you have left?
3,200.
Okay, so you're back in there heavy.
Heavy.
Yeah.
It's my biggest position, but it's also a super slow mover,
Yeah.
right? Like,
And then look at the
you know
volume.
what Roy said? He goes, dude, just move a decimal point. He goes, you don't think this stock could be, a $35 stock and go to 45? And I started thinking about that. I was like, you know what? He makes a good point. Like $350 can go to 450, no problem.
Bro, look at the volume. Like it's going down.
No volume. Yeah, nobody's selling. Ain't nobody selling, dude. And neither am I. I'll just have to get stopped out. My thought was, oh, you using SMAs?
What do you mean?
Are those EMAs or SMAs? EMAs. I'm using the 50 for now. Your third line.
Moving exponential speed.
Yeah, I'm using these. I'm using this one. I would hate to see it. I'd hate to get back 50 G's like that, but why would I stop myself from it going to 450? And by the way, every time it's come down to this level,
Look at that. Bangers.
so, I gotta just be patient.
You got support.
I gotta just be patient. Like, you and I both, neither of us know that in 6 months that doesn't go to 400. It would be a guess.
I gotta think. You got midterms coming up here too soon too.
VIRI.
Oxy might be pretty good over its intraday highs. It's those 2 wicks on the hourly might be a good spot for it. If it can clear that area, I might go ahead and dabble my feet in Oxy too.
I thought Oxy was looking good, honestly. I was looking at it earlier.
Yep. Seems to have a little bit more overhead though. A little bit tougher time moving, seems like. Unlike the CVX is a fucking monster. Hopefully CVX goes on to do great things. America.
OBLG. OBLG.
Yeah. A lot of stocks like to do this too, guys. A lot of stocks. They like to break the pivot, come back, shake everybody out, and then re-break back through the pivot. You cannot be afraid to rebuy it. You know, if any of you guys have ever watched Kulamagi streams as well, you'll know that's something that he's made mention of. You know, he just says you got to grab your balls and buy it again. And that's just the reality. You know, stocks like to do that a lot. It's oftentimes why, you know, yeah, so you already know, grab your balls. It's oftentimes why, like, I want to be patient right at the open and just kind of see how stocks react. But again, if a stock's going to start to move right at the open, I don't want to miss my entry. And then really, really, really strong stocks, they don't pull back. They just keep on going. And really, you know, that's like the last thing I want to be caught in is like knowing a really nice setup, you know, and instead of just being sized properly and eating the small loss, if that's what comes, then you know I'm just watching it go without me because I was too afraid to execute, you know, because I wanted to buy a pullback or wait for it, you know, and let the market. No, it's like if something starts pushing through your pivot with volume, you better just buy the damn thing, and if you get stopped out, so be it. You know, you're buying the very best pivot because you're ready for it, right? You're buying the very best pivot, and you're sized properly, knowing what your loss is before you ever get in. I mean, that just is what it is.
Think so.
There you go.
Think so. It's impressive this light still turns on.
Which one?
It's impressive this light still turns on in the ashtray.
Oh yeah, that should be dead, dude.
That's impressive.
It's been years.
THMO.
Oh. Almost on your head, girl. Netflix impressive, dude.
Netflix is impressive. Pat Walker all over it.
Oh yeah, really.
All over it.
at like I think it was like $238 or something.
Yeah, he nailed the. When you first got into it, you were in Netflix for a day there, right?
Yep.
Yep. When you first got into it, he got it as well.
He's all over the place, dude. He finds them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna join his course beginning next year, January.
Very much worth it.
Mm-hmm.
HSCS. Vino. MDH. RMTI. Hub. SGTS. GMBT. SNES. CRKR. Huge. Raw. Science. EPET. Markov. EMTC. PRSM. GMBT.
XOM looks
Yeah.
really, really, really nice.
Dude, Tom looks amazing.
GMBT. GMBT. KARKL GMBT. OMBR. SAOW.
This BSM's just flagging out again. It was funny because yesterday I was like, I might want to cut this slow turd, you know, but it bounced exactly where it was supposed to. So that's my new stop. And I was wanting to cut it yesterday. Funny how that ends up working, huh? It looks like crap, and then all of a sudden it puts in this really nice green day, finding support right at the rising 20. Higher lows, perfect little flag. I mean, you know, this could almost be a beautiful add-on position now. Wild how that happens in one day. That's why showing patience is a must. This STNG, new 52-week highs today.
STG.
Woo.
Goodness.
I have a 43.19 on that sucker.
TS.
RDM. Bounce where you're supposed to. You know what's crazy is the 50 on the daily is now caught up to my average as well. This is like the second or third name I'm in where this is happening, which is cool. I mean, I might just want to be even a little bit more patient, honestly. But we'll see. Hopefully this WRB or this IMUX just dies. But it's holding up way better than I expected.
Genève.
What happened?
Suck. Opti. MINM. BIRI.
This CVX is just textbook, man. You guys got to study these setups. It's literally textbook. And I don't know if they end up going on to work or not, but it's how you keep your risk super low. There you go. Nope. CVX is on one. Price action's fantastic on this name, honestly. It's just vertical. When it wants to go vertical, it goes vertical. That's institutional support at its finest. It's definitely not my Aunt Susie. Your Aunt Susie buying CVX today, Sean?
Hell no.
Someone's Aunt Susie's out here. MRO's got a nice little flag too, honestly. This thing is pretty. Right over yesterday's high is a nice little look. You're risking about 50 cents. It's a nice look. MRO's really nice. You know, it would be better to really see it ramping up, maybe even over mid 28s as well, but yeah, it's nice. Problem is, you know, our market's questionable. Man, you want to talk about Oxy building a range. Over these two tops, as long as this thing doesn't break down, this thing will be super tight. Over 69 bucks, this thing could be a rocket. We will be watching.
Isla. LADX. LADX. LMAO.
Some of these oil and gas names are not acting the same. Like watching Oxy price action and watching CVS price action, one's much better than the other. Same with XOM. QNRX. Do 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 do. Cardinal Health. He went without me. I was in this thing over here. Got stopped out the very next day. Nice green bar, got quiet, and then took out its highs. It's just, it's too bad. Sometimes you just gotta, it's not that you're not on the right names, you're just, your timing sucks.
That's really what it is. Sometimes you just barely, which is wrong.
Right, and that's why sizing is the most important. Because, okay, take $1.50 loser, right? And now take your re-entry, and now you're up $2, so you're green overall on the trade, and you're back in a name that's trending. You see that logic? And you're back in the name that you believe can work because, you know, it's got some fundamentals to match. It's in the right sector. You know, it's got the sauce. It's got the right ingredients. And oftentimes when I get a nice little push like that on day one, I move my stop to break even. I don't even think I took a loss on CAH, to be totally honest with you. So your timing can be just fine. You just got to move up your stop. I don't want to trim on day one, but move up the stop is totally fine.
Fusave. ECOE. Running. ILA. BMI. Bombing. PNRG. PNRG. OPRA. SCPS. PSNT. PSNT. SCPS. SSTI. PPCB. PNRG. PXNT. 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 QTT. SBRE. CZZSS. MOGU. SSTX. PXNT. 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 CGA. Running. CGTX. GLB data. TIRX. IOM. SMHI. Ear.
What's up, brother? Morning. Were you watching some oil gas names this morning? XOM's acting amazing. So I get stopped out yesterday and it's working like a charm today. Hopefully these things continue. I'm thinking maybe XOM 120 is totally reasonable. Doesn't seem insane to me. 15% move-ish, something around there. I mean, CVX, the way it's acting, 200 sounds totally doable too. Just a big move up, 80%, and then it really never died. It just built out a new base. Just built out a brand new base up here. And then it built out, put in its low, reclaimed the 200, started going sideways, tried to break down again, tennis ball action, sideways, tight day yesterday, found support on the rising 10. It's a pretty beautiful setup. I mean, it's a pretty beautiful setup. And I won't be surprised to see this thing near 200. Breaking all-time highs, no problem in my opinion. 195, 200 seems totally reasonable and not out of the question. Just got to be patient. Yeah, who gives a shit what Biden's saying? When the stock's over its moving average and it's building out a base on top of a base after a big move, and and then it tries to shake in the base and tennis balls. I mean, price action's telling me all I need to know, dude. It's that institutions are buying this. Like I said, it's not, my Aunt Sally's not buying CVX today. She still likes AMD. So someone's pushing this thing higher, and it sure as fuck isn't me. XOM looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, Zone looks
What are you looking at it on the weekly?
solid.
XOM.
Daily, and it's 8 hour.
Beautiful. What's even prettier is CVX. I was just looking at it. It's just textbook.
CVX is super strong. Honestly, I wish I was in Zone as well.
You gotta buy one of these. They're not piece of shit companies.
Yeah.
They're real.
I know, fucking excellent. Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
shit bus.
How's your buzzing? Even if you bought 10 shares,
TPCB.
what would you have bought? 10 shares?
Yeah, 10 chips.
Yeah, you'd have been risking like fucking you'd have been risking like $15 to be in it. And they just got a nice little cherry tree.
Fucking worth it anyway.
Yeah, you just gotta be willing to just do it, dude. It's about moving averages. I mean, what did it do? It held it 200 like a charm and instantly said no.
Mm.
And then went, you got nice and tight. I mean, that's fucking.
You're good.
Right, I mean, literally, draw some trend lines. Or a nice little flat line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else can you do? Charts move up,
NYSE.
charts move down. But you know the company. You don't have to like guess who they are, what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was a hell of a move. The entry was like right there. Saw some strength right up here. Hold that. And then, really, I like the entry right down here. That was my favorite.
It's hard entry on the daily. I guess it would be above 243.
On that CVX, when it's below your 50, assuming the red, no, I just entered CVX today. I entered CVX today. Really, I would have loved to bought it down here as like a dip buy setup, but either way, right in here would have been sweet, as it took out this previous day's high, 158.80. Would have been nice, or even over that day's high too. We'll call it 160. But it would have come right back on you. And if you were sized properly, it wouldn't have mattered because your stop wouldn't have been hit. But yeah, I just liked it a little bit more this morning. Like I was watching them yesterday, and I took a little piece of ZOM, and ZOM stopped me out, and then I watched everything pull back. Right, and I was mentioning DVN yesterday. I watched it pull back right to the 200 when the SPY hit the 50. And when that happened, I was like, man, I should have just tried some DVN down here against the 200 on the 60 minute. And I didn't. And they're going today. But as soon as, these all started to perk back up, like as soon as ZOM took off this morning, which I scooped, and then it's same with CVX, and they started working, I just grabbed DVN and ERX as well. It's not like any of them are super massive size, but, they are full position. CVX is a $200 name, no problem. XOM, like I said, I think this thing could go to 120. Maybe more. This tennis ball action, should have had us all on watch. you see that kind of strength, everything just reclaims all its moving averages and bounces right away, right off of the 200 like that, and then flags up immediately, high type flag. You need to pay attention to that, especially in the sector that's been leading the entire year. I mean, it's just very important. Yep. Yeah, I don't worry about shakeouts and fakeouts and shit. I'm focused on the leaders. The leaders go and don't come back. They don't dip. They don't break down, you know. And all the other kind of laggards in the space, they might try to shake you out like a XOM or DVN, but no, I don't really worry about that shit, man. Because CVX and XOM are telling the full story. Really, for that matter, the whole sector is. The reason that the whole sector looked that damn good is, you know, because it's set up.
BRBLD.
And you know what I've been doing, Tyson? A lot of times, like on a few of these more liquid names, I'll, you know, because there's tons of slippage. I'll buy like it in two portions, and that would just bring up my average if it's working. IRDM bouncing right from the 20 just like it's supposed to. If the market puts in a nice healthy green day tomorrow, this is popping right back up. It's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling to know that. Some of these have been working well for a while, like CCRN, man. I've been in for a minute and this thing's working great. If I see the market begin to fail, I'm going to push my stops higher. But for now, I'm going to continue to use the ascending 20 on most of these.
Yeah, CVX is fucking nice, man.
That's a monster. If you just study the chart, it's just a beautiful chart. It made a really nice move up in the beginning of the year. It tried to fail, right? It couldn't. And then started building a base, and then it tried to fail again, and it couldn't. And it got right back into that range and then tightened up.
Nice higher low.
A nice higher lows against the 20, then against the 10. And then yesterday, buyers showed you that they were still interested, hence they bought it right back up. You know, and today it's breaking outside of that range. So, you know, the stock doesn't want to break down. And if Uncle Warren's not selling, why would you? Ask yourself that for a second. I mean, that's the ultimate trump card. If the greatest investor of our times isn't selling, and as a matter of fact, he's trying to buy more Occidental. You know, he's trying to buy more of a company. You know, probably to the point where he'll end up owning the whole thing eventually, is my guess. You know, if he's not selling, why are you thinking about selling? And in reality, that sector needs so much more investment. If Peloton could be a $90 billion company, Chevron should be a $2 trillion company. Right or wrong?
I mean, it makes sense, right? They're fucking pumping gas, liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
I mean, just makes sense to me. Seems like everybody now needs gas more than ever.
Alright, brother, good luck.
Hey, worst case scenario, CVX goes down and my gas pump gets cheaper.
I guess that's the bright side. I'll grab you a bowl and I'll bring it out tomorrow.
Thank you. God, you know, SGML is so frustrating. I had a hard stop on this thing. Oh man. Son of a. SGML is all sorts of frustrating, guys. I feel sick to my stomach looking at this thing. I had it nailed perfectly on 928 at 2560. And oh man, that fucking sucks. Seeing it up this crazy. So I literally bought it right here on this hourly candlestick. I was in this hourly candlestick and I had a hard stop at the low of the day and I got hit down here. Ooh. Man, that sucks. I had 6,000 shares too. So I took like a 6K hit and then, you know, take a peek. Woo. Well, that's trading. Son of a biscuit.
BRBLD.
Man, that's frustrating. Seriously. On 1,000 different ways. In 1,000 different ways. That's just
BRBLD.
Here could have been another good entry on this thing. What day was this? 7/27. At like fucking $16.50. Oh my goodness. Yeah, NOC's frustrating. I was in this thing twice. I bought it on this gap up day, got stopped out. I bought it on this day. No, I missed it actually on this day. So just once. One time. Yeah, fuck that name. Yeah, Cole. So like CEIX, yep. AMR. AMR's still not bad. ARLP. BTU. Yeah, some names are pulling back, but I mean, the ones that we're in are acting all right. Especially this XOM and CVX. I mean, whew, my God, this thing is well, I don't know. We never know how they're gonna shape up. Really, still early in the day. These things can all fail hard. It's almost what I would expect with this market. It'll be easy one day, but until that day.
BRBLD.
But, you know, guys, I really never take too much credence into,
BRBLD.
you know, one candlestick. Like, I don't give it too much weight, you know? Like, I heard the same thing the other day in this room, you know, that CCRN was falling hard. And somebody asked me if I still owned it. you know, it was on this day here? And the answer is hell yeah. Because I'm following my sell rules. A stock's going to whip around. But as long as you get a nice entry and you size in properly and you're willing to eat your loss if you're wrong and just get out the way, but stay in it if it's working, you know, stocks are going to whip around. But if it's above the 10 and the 20, remember this. The biggest down days come from stocks in an uptrend, and the biggest up days come from stocks in a downtrend. Let that little quote sink in. And CCRN's a great example. The area in the market that I'm really curious to see if it'll hold up is the 366 on the SPY. You know, below that, I think that's not such a great look. Below that is not such a great look. Otherwise, I think this still could be base building. You know, it's like a really, really slow, painful move, you know, sideways, and then maybe eventually a move up. Who knows? But AMLX is acting awesome, man. Just awesome. I might have to cover this short on IMUX too. We'll see. I can't have this thing base over yesterday's highs, really. That's the only key. It's the only thing I care about. Well, TNK I don't believe's an oil name. And no, I wouldn't cut it. It depends. I mean, if you already trimmed for profits, like on INSW, I trim profits. I'll tell you exactly where. On this this red candlestick here, right in the open. Right on day 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, in this like neutral candle. So like if you already did that, I don't understand why you would cut it. Like, if your entry was where it was supposed to be, if your entry was on this candlestick or, you know, on this day, 2850s, 2860s, 2870s, whatever, somewhere in that area, and you trimmed, you know, in the 30s, like high 30, like, you know, 31, 32, if you did that, I don't know why you would cut it. I mean, if your average is 2850s to 2870s, how it's supposed to be, your stop should, at the very least, you should be trailing, you know, using the 10 at the very least. And then see how price reacts when it gets to that 10. You know, it should be $30.50. The rest of it should be sold for at least a $2 win at worst. But if this thing bases out above that area and then decides to go to 100, you know, you're not going to be in it. You know, sit patiently. Why sell something that's working? How many bag holders are in this thing? That's the real question. Yeah, it's down 2% from all-time highs. There's like next to no happy investors in this thing. So, you know, slow yourself down. Use some moving averages, some little colored lines on your screen, and don't overthink it. Like, think about my CCRM position. I bought it on 10.3. I sold a piece the very next day on 10.4. You know, like 30% of the position. I'll think a little bit more, and then I've been just trailing on this 20 this entire time. And now this 20 is above my average. You know, BSM, same deal. I bought it on 10.4, trimmed a little piece through all-time highs, right? It's kind of slow, and then now I've just been trailing it on the 20. INSW, same deal. Now I'm trailing it on the 20, and I trimmed on 10.17, and I bought it on 10.12. STNG, same shit. Bought it on 10.12, trimmed a little bit on 10.17, trailing on the 20. WWE, bought it on 10.11, I'm trailing on the 10 because I haven't sold anything. You know, Lily, I bought it on 9.27. You obviously know I caught a gift on the very next day. And then so I sold some up here, and then I sold some on 9.30, a little lower, and then I rebought some at 3.17, and I've just been chilling. And I'm using the 50. Really, I only want it to be the 20. I wish it would hold the 20 a little bit better, but we'll see how it acts tomorrow. Yeah, EMAs, SMAs, it doesn't make a fucking difference, all right? It's really, you know, people who will try to tell you one way or the other, yeah, maybe more people use SMAs on the daily, so they can be more relevant, but it's just a fact. It's just like, you know, it just helps you stay in your winners longer. It's just something for trend following. But I don't really think about it that much, honestly. Don't worry about EMAs, SMAs. You know, use one or the other. You know, let your eyes grow accustomed to it, and then just use it. You know, these tend to work just as well as the others, believe it or not. Like, I've looked at enough EMAs to be able to tell you that they work just fine. Yeah, I try to not focus too much on the EMA, SMA thing. Interesting. Yeah, these oil and gas names are still strong, man. Price action on these things is crazy. You know, they don't want to die. They're just consolidating, possibly for more. Yeah, that's all they've really been doing.
Korev.
Ooh wee, XOM. Precious. I guess in hindsight, it was and oftentimes, guys, like I notice, I'll go back and look at charts that I was looking at before, or like a very great example, like CAH. You know, I was stopped out a few days ago, and then I took my eyes off of it. I didn't take the next best entry, and now I'm not in a really nice chart. You know, and same thing with XOM. Just because you got stopped out of it yesterday doesn't mean you don't continue to watch it. It's still going to be on my scanners, and I'm still going to view it as an even nicer setup after it finds support on the rising 10. And so I'm going to be prepared no matter what to buy something like that again the very next day if I have to. Exactly like I did. You have to be prepared. Again, even if it doesn't work again, well, it doesn't work again. Tough shit. And this Oxy's not acting as well. It's the one I didn't get. I didn't get that. I didn't buy MTDR, but Matador's actually looking pretty dang good too. Maybe tomorrow, Matador could be good. It's getting a little late in the day for expecting any new breakouts to work. Well, I just built a scanner for that. I have a couple of scanners. Yeah, you just got to build them. It's one, you know, it's part of the job, I guess I'd say. You know, learning to scan is much more important than learning where to buy and click the button. You know, how are you going to know what to buy if, you know, if you don't know how to scan, or where to buy? You know, that where to buy is the easy part. How much to buy, that's not even that hard either. But what to buy and when to buy it, those are way more important. And that's what scanning helps with. You have to learn to build a scanner that just finds you names, you know, like think about the market as a haystack and you're looking for needles. All right, the market's a haystack, you're out there looking for needles. So you have to build them. Top 3 month gainer, you know, I mean, you could go even lower. You can go top 30-day gainer, which is a nice one I like to use as well. That's how I found RYTM, although it was already on my scanner because it had made a big move for the day trading world, you know. But top 30-day gainer, and you're going to get something like this coming up on your scan. But you can't do anything with it. But obviously, accumulation bars, accumulation bars, accumulation bars, and before, absolutely nothing. So something about this characteristic has changed, pulls back, finds support on the rising 10, flags out, takes off, does 100% from there. You know, but your 30-day gainer would pick that up for you. So I built those scans on TD Ameritrade.
GPHBF.
And they're just basically these scanners that I use. One right there. One right there. One right there. But since I don't really want them in the way of my screens, you know, like there's SGML right there. It's on one of my scans. And then I just literally sit there and sift through these throughout the day. There goes VLO today too. Yeah, so I look through all of these every single night, the entirety of each and every one of them. Some of them are much shorter than others, but this is what I do. And then if I see something that looks nice or that's taking shape, I just set alerts. That's all you can do. This Piedmont Lithium, whoa, big volume today. And maybe this thing will set up. Just this nice little bull flag. We'll see. This thing's never really died. Piedmont Lithium, huh? Insane move today. So just like something like that, PLL, now that'll have my attention down the road. Look at this PR. This looks pretty good. Permian Resources. Recent IPO. Wow. This thing looks pretty fucking nice. Almost like for an entry today too, but maybe tomorrow, or maybe just right over these tops, who knows. Wow. And that's why I scan, because that's how I come up with this. Recent IPO, tried to fail, instantly move up, flagging out. I mean, it's fucking perfect. You know, for guys who like to draw their little trend lines, there you go. Or maybe even a little bit lower. Feels about right. There you go. See if it'll get tight right underneath that area. That's it. Oh, cool. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe that'll change something about the characteristic of the stock, and then, you know, I mean, what more can we do? That's it. PTEN's another one, huh? A little bit of a laggard to the space, but retested the breakout spot. Here was your breakout spot. I actually owned PTEN on this day, very beginning of the year. And, you know, retested it, found support, move up, flagging out. I mean, it's not the it's not it's not a leader in the space, but oh boy, my ERX is flying. So yeah, these are the scans that I use, and I just built them, you know, and it just helps me find stocks. Like there's Wolf, we got some Wingstop, got some SWN, some SM, some RRC, some ON, MUR, LTHM, LNTH. Murphy's, baby. Murphy's is gone too. IMUX, funny because I'm short this one. So, but yeah, you know. And then, you know, these scans will just kind of self-adjust as things are moving in the market, and then new ideas keep popping up all the time.
CGSI.
Yeah, ERX is a monster.
OCG.
Beautiful. And honestly, there's about nothing left to do with my day. I scooped up quite a few names today. XOM, DVN, CVX, CHRD, and ERX. And, well, they're all flying. So I'm kind of done for my day. This is it. I'm more than likely, if this IMUX holds over 980s, I'm going to just cover it. If it continues building higher lows against 980, I'm going to cover this thing. But not yet. We'll see. I got an 1140, so I'm not really too tripping about this stock right now. I wish I would have covered though down here. I was up really nicely on it. But, you know, what do I see? I see decreasing volume. So, you know, decreasing volume is not going to help the stock go any higher. So we'll see. 980s is kind of my line in the sand. And ERX is flying. Beautiful. CVX. Just a monster. Same with DVN. And this XOM too. Wee. Nice to see these things working. Hopefully they stick for later. But guys, that's it for me, honestly. Seems like what I'm in's working, so we're just gonna let it continue to do its thing. No rush. Got the rest of the week. And with that, guys, if this IRDM doesn't close a little bit better, I might trim some. I might trim a little bit more, honestly. So we'll see. And then this IMUX, I might end up covering it. But until tomorrow, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully some of you guys nailed some of these oil gas names.
BSGN.
And we'll see you tomorrow.